Let's talk Endo. Everyone needs it. It's perhaps the most crucial resource in the entire game in terms of progression and power. The problem is, you need lots of it. Today, I'll walk you through multiple options to farm Endo to supercharge your modding. I'm the Engineer, let's solve a practical problem. As is standard on this channel, this video is based on practical testing as well as drop table statistics, so thank you to those in the Engineer community Discord for contributing towards the results of this video. If you want to see all the raw data for yourself, it's available over on Patreon. Now there are a few one-off or time-gated sources of Endo, including hunting synthesis targets for Sevlon Samaris, Maru's weekly item hunt, or simply just dissolving your duplicate mods for Endo. These will get you started until you can do real farming. One of the earliest Endo farms that becomes available is running tier 5 bounties on the Cambion Drift on Deimos. These are level 40 to 60, with the first stage having a nearly 1 in 2 chance of giving you 1000 Endo. Taking into account drop rates, the average fully completed tier 5 bounty on Deimos will pay out 1248 Endo, and will probably take around about 15 minutes. At an average pace then, this is around 5000 Endo per hour. As the first stage has the best Endo return, you can step up this farm by completing the first bounty stage only, activating and then abandoning the second stage by simply entering and then leaving the area, followed by restarting the bounty with Mother out on the drift. This can accelerate your returns to around 9 to 10,000 Endo per hour. With both methods, you will also be picking up Mother tokens, letting you gain standing with the Intrati. A good team here will improve clear times, but only to a limit, as Deimos bounties have a soft limit on just how quickly you can do them, usually their spawn rates. This means you will struggle to break beyond 10,000 Endo per hour. As an alternative bounty option, once you have completed the new war quest, you will unlock Narmer bounties. These are available during the day on Cetus, or move to Fortuna whilst it's nighttime on Cetus. These bounties can reward significant amounts of Endo, with later stages having increased average payouts. From my experience and community data, the Cetus bounties tend to be a decent bit faster to run, especially if you're running solo. Once again, your gear and squad mates will make a big difference in speed. Overall, you're looking at around 10,000 Endo per hour on Cetus, assuming you clear a full bounty in around 10 minutes. Along the way, you'll either get Ostron or Solaris United standing, depending on which open world you're on, new war related rewards, and the option to convert some of those rewards into Quills or Vox Solaris standing too. Moving out of the open worlds, you can instead try your hand at Arbitrations. These require you to have completed the star chart, offering missions with difficulty starting around the Sortie tier. Various additional changes from normal gameplay means that Arbitrations can either be refreshing or frustrating depending on your perspective. Regardless, they're a good source of both Endo and Iron sculptures which can be turned into Endo via Maru at Maru's Bazaar. Naturally, you'll want to socket those sculptures before selling them. The Endo rewards improve as the arbitration goes on, so holding out on one run can give you more rewards than running multiple shorter arbitrations. As the Endo reward is tied to completing rounds or regular objectives, faster rounds are ideal. Depending on your squad's efficiency, arbitrations start at around 10,000 Endo per hour and can scale to over 15,000 per hour the longer you can stay. For particularly efficient squads on the perfect mission, you may even be able to clear 20,000 Endo per hour. On top of the Endo, arbitrations unlock crucial mods for later game power increases, including Rolling Guard and the Galvanized mods. Now if you're looking to farm more conventional resources alongside Endo, you can turn to Railjack. The Endo return is reasonable, and you can also secure lots of credits, exclusive relics, Railjack intrinsics, and more besides. My favourite mission for this would be Flexer, a Grenier Veil Proxima mission. It's quite possibly the fastest Veil mission to run so long as there's no sentient anomaly. The Endo return in testing averaged around 9 to 10,000 Endo per hour solo as Lavos. There's room for improved efficiency in this mission type, especially if you're running in coordinated squads which can knock a couple minutes off of runtime. A particularly efficient team can add a few thousand extra Endo per hour on top of this. Do be aware that a big part of the Endo in these missions comes from salvaged weapons and armaments. These can be converted to Endo at 75 per tier, meaning 225 Endo per drop in the Veil. So make sure your Railjack pilot, whether that's you or a squad mate, is scooping up that loot. Coming back down to earth, there's an entirely different farm made possible with the second wave of helmet abilities. The 15th level of the helmet system unlocks the ability Golden Instinct. This ability will detect certain rare items on a map and, if there's one in range, create a brief golden trail towards that item. The trail itself doesn't last very long and has a 20-second cooldown, but that's all we need. You see, most ordinary missions have a roughly 1 in 7 chance of spawning an iron sculpture somewhere on the map. The immense range of Golden Instinct is cast in a sphere, meaning that even if a map appears to be over a kilometre in length based on the waypoint, the actual distance between you and any given point is often a lot shorter. How this farm works then is you can repeatedly load the mission Mariana on Earth. Once loaded, you immediately do a scan with a high range Golden Instinct to see if there is anything to hunt, and then either hunt what is found, or abort and reload the mission if it comes up barren. Mariana is as low level as missions get, has comparatively few nooks and crannies, and overall is very easy to navigate quickly. It is ideal for shattering your way through with a frame like Limbo. In a 45-minute test, I managed to load 50 missions, including completing 14 of them due to finding rare items. Of those, 13 runs included an item, and 4 had rare or reinforced crates. This is rather on the lucky side, with the expected return in 50 runs being only 7 items. That said, the extra empty runs on an average farming session would have been aborted faster, giving you time to try even more attempts. In terms of actual results then, 7 items in 45 minutes, based on a more typical spawn rate, is an average of 16,000 endo per hour when socketed. You can further improve this by working with a group of up to 3 other players, all cycling missions just like you. If someone has their Golden Instinct trigger at the start of a mission, they can invite the others to join their mission and let everyone benefit from the rare item. Basically, you're spawn fishing, and 4 fishing rods is definitely better than 1. This particular farm is dependent on your load time, as well as your ability to spot rare items on the minimap. If your game is slow to load, then I'd suggest doing a different farm. However, most half-decent PCs should be fine. Beyond item fishing, there lies a great endo farm, one which is both gear and skill intensive with a high ceiling. This farm is the arena mission Vodyanoi on Sedna. The farm here is the frequent endo drops from the enemies. They drop 15, 50, even 80 endo a pop. Unlike other endo farms, this is tied directly to enemy drops, and therefore you can improve the drops in a number of ways. Firstly, this mission should be run in a group. Being in a group means that the mission will spawn more enemies at once, as the base number of enemies is always 1 higher than the number of players. As a team, you'll be able to kill quicker, support each other, and also have a higher chance of causing more favourable enemies to spawn. Most notably, the Executioner Zura spawns a number of Hyekas, which can give even more endo drops. If you run this mission solo, you'll likely only be facing 2 Executioners, decimating your return. As endo is treated like a mod rather than resource, it's also affected by mod drop chance boosters. Steel Path has one such booster built into it, which will double your endo return. If anyone in the squad also has a mod drop chance booster applied to their account, this will double the chance again. Only 1 player booster is needed, as more boosters in the squad will not stack with each other. In choosing the right frame, Korra's Strangledome with the augment will make enemies caught by it drop double loot 65% of the time, increasing those rewards by, well, 65%. This can also stack additively with a Necros using Desecrate to convert bodies into more loot. Necros has a base double loot chance of 54%, however having the enemies carved up by a slash weapon, such as the Cronin Prime, will double the effect to 108%, giving a total 173% bonus to endo drops from Warframes. If you run solo without any loot boosting on normal mode, you'd be lucky to manage even 5,000 endo per hour. However, with even a modest group on Steel Path, you can handily get over 20,000 endo per hour, while an ideal setup can manage over 40,000 endo per hour, even taking into account undesirable modifiers. Your mileage will vary immensely depending on your skill, gear and approach. However you do it though, endo will be basically your only real reward compared to the other farms that all have something else going for them too. It's a trade-off between optimizing one farm versus combining multiple farms. Whichever method you pick, endo is only useful if you also have the credits to spend, so you should combine these missions with the credit farms in this next video. And as always, farm endo, fuse mods, and fight well, Tenno.